Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alexandra and you are watching Studio Fix, the series where I tackle teeny tiny apartments under 500 square feet and show you how to make them beautiful, stylish, and organized.
You got a makeover to do, so wow, that looks stunning.
Oh my God.
Let's get started. Today is Saturday, which means that in 3 days, my debut coffee table book, Own Your Space, hits shelves and gets delivered to your door if you pre-ordered on April 25th. I cannot believe this day is here. The goal of this book was to put all of my best makeover tips and tricks all in one place. Everything from what white paint color you should use to the length your curtains should be, the size your rugs should be. There's a quiz so you can figure out what your design style is, or styles, I should say. There's a checklist of what you should look for when you are trying to find your dream apartment. Also, Lottie's on the cover. She's more famous than I am. I'll be doing my first meet and greet in Toronto at the Babe Lore Indigo this Tuesday, April 25th at 6 p.m. There will be books there for purchase, and I will also be signing everyone's copies. I can't wait to meet you. Thank you all so much for your support. I know so many of you have already pre-ordered Own Your Space. All the links to order will be down below. I can't wait to see you guys in the world carrying Own Your Space. I'm so excited. On today's episode of Studio Fix, I am remaking over the first studio apartment I ever tackled on this channel. The reason that this series Studio Fix exists, for my friend Katie. I think a lot of you found me from this first episode of Studio Fix. This also happens to be the smallest studio apartment I have ever tackled to date. I'm really glad that you've stuck along, and this is a really exciting video because I have never gone back and remade over a space. And I thought it would be so cool to see how the space has evolved with Katie, how her needs have changed, how her style might have changed. And I wanted to challenge myself to see what's still working for her, what's not working for her, fix a couple things that literally keep me up at night that I'll reference throughout this video. Like, oh, I don't know, the fact that I didn't fix the cabinet with the huge gap at the top, and so whenever you see the beautiful afters, you also like zone in on the cabinet falling off the hinge. Maybe that. Let's jump on a call with Katie and ultimately get to know what she's looking for part 2 of the Studio Fix episode. Buckle in, it's gonna be a wild ride.
This feels like a little weird.
We've never done Zoom because we worked together in the days pre-Zoom.
Also, we're always just together in person, not on Zoom.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever redone any makeover. It's not that I'm like dissatisfied with how it turned out, because it was actually such a fun project, but I also just feel like now that I have a team, we can do so much more. When I made over your space the first time, it was me and a hired contractor for like the afternoon. I'm just really excited that I can like level it up and do even more.
We kind of liken it to like a high school reunion.
Yeah.
It's like, this is great, but I've leveled up.
That's exactly how it feels. Okay, so let's chat about what has changed in the last like 3 years in your space and like how you're living in this space.
Yeah, when we last left our heroine, she was crying.
Yeah, you were, and I loved it.
Just a few short months later, we had COVID and I was spending literally all my time at home. So I got acquainted with the space pretty quickly. I really loved what you did. So I wasn't going around making any changes really, but I think in a space this small, there are very few possible layout configurations, right? So I mainly just changed the accessories. You know, I've changed the art. At one point I did color code the bookshelves for AG mandate.
We love.
And then I've messed it all since. But for the most part, I think it's pretty well intact.
That makes me really happy. I would love to know, now that we're kind of bringing you another fresh start, like what that looks like. And having lived in the space all through the pandemic, what would be the ideal space for you?
It's basically my bed and then my desk, which is really funny for COVID life because like our work lives and our personal lives completely blended. So it really physically feels in this small of a space like there's no separation.
Yeah.
The island, it's great. The placement is great. I think I need a bigger surface space because I use part of it to cook, but then I'm like, oh, I'm also eating here, you know? And again, it's one of those creative spacing issues. It really is like Tetris.
originally when I proposed this makeover to you was like, I gotta change the entryway. I feel like you need closed storage in that space, especially because you have a lot of shoes.
You want to buy me more shoes?
No.
No kidding.
I definitely think you need a mirror in that space, like a full length mirror. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, actually, when Graham and Alana were here doing the scout, Graham's suggestion was a longer mirror for fit checks. And then I thought about it. I was like, that guy's right. The light is so spare here. Any opportunity I have to bounce light, I take. One thing that I would really like is, you know, my little saloon blinds.
Yeah.
Should make me feel like I'm an old-timey Western. Like my head is right against the shutter. So if I move in the middle of the night, which I obviously do, my head hits the shutter and then it pops open and I feel like I'm like living in a toy box. Like it feels stupid.
Totally. Taking off those shutters and putting a curtain rod and like long flowy linen curtains would just be so good.
The other thing is the closet. The closet actually does have drapes.
Yeah, that and the kitchen cabinet haunts me at 3 a.m. We're gonna get you some doors.
I love an ethereal moment, but I think doors would be good. Especially when you're in a studio, because you really only have one room and it's like, well, a closet's not a room, but if there are doors on it, then you can trick yourself.
That actually brings me to your kitchen cabinets are see-through. And I feel like it's making that space feel more cluttered than it needs to look. So I am thinking maybe we change the kitchen cabinets and just go for something like solid, like a solid color. That brings me to my next question, which is your inspo. What are your favorite colors? What kinds of textures are you drawn to? And like, what's your overall aesthetic vision for the space?
I like the bigger features to be more neutral, but then the accessories to kind of pop.
Okay.
I'm a fan of rattan, not a fan of anything too severe. So I don't love black in general as like an accent.
I feel like you're going for like more warm tones and just like a warmer space in general, but then with these pops of like fun accents.
I just find my taste is more minimalist than
Frilly. I was gonna say that word before you said it.
Jinx.
I also feel like your books are such a large part of your space, and that really influenced the choices I made in the first makeover.
The bookshelves I love. I'm deeply emotionally attached to them. They can never leave. I'm basically being buried with them, in addition to all my books, per usual.
If we go like with a neutral kind of base, your books are gonna pop, the colors of your books, and then other accents we add in, I think will look really great.
It's just about feel for me. It's about the vibe. You know, we're trying to create a vibe here.
Totally. Is there anything else you want to add before I start planning?
I don't want to go over time and make James hate me for all this editing, but like there's so much shit attached to where you live and, you know, how much square footage you have. If you don't live in a detached house by a certain age, you know, you're not doing life right. If you're renting, you're throwing away money or you're financially irresponsible. And I'm here to say that's absolutely not true. I think everybody can live a full life in a small space. You might have to be a bit more creative, but I'm kind of excited for, you know, the reinvention tour. Can we call this that?
Yeah, the reinvention tour. I love it. I'm glad that you said that because again, it's like why I do what I do. I think people more than ever are living in smaller spaces and I really appreciate you coming on the show a second time. I'm like staring at the white curtains and I'm like, they need to go.
Oh, my arm is nowhere.
I'm so sorry. I'm also so sorry I never fixed your kitchen cabinet. We will be fixing it. You tried to fix it? Grant said he tried to fix it.
Yeah, he did. He asked me if I had a chopstick.
Okay.
I did. I had two. We'll revisit the scene of the crime when you're back.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks for jumping on this call. And I'm really excited.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
A lot of the things have actually stayed the same in the space, which is really nice to see. Ultimately, I think Katie just needs one, a style refresh, but also she just needs separation between her sleep life, her kind of home life, and then her work life, because it's all in 150 square feet. You're probably wondering, like, what else could we do to this space? It feels like in the first episode, we kind of tackled it all, but your minds might be blown because we are going to add more storage, we're gonna add separation, we're gonna give her a spot that she can eat at. It's gonna be good. So let's take a look at Katie's inspo. It's very bright, neutral, and airy, which is great for a small space. But then there's these intentional pops of color. We've got lavender and pinks, lots of texture, flowy curtains, wood tones, very like Scandi minimal, but then also elements of boho and eclectic design as well. So here's what I'm actually thinking for this space. I want to create a bedroom nook, just like this inspo photo. I found this photo and I was like, this is amazing. This is is perfect for a small studio. I found this studio apartment on the nordroom.com, a really cool website for all things apartment ideas, just like this one. And I took a lot of inspiration from this layout. I think it's such a fantastic use of space. So I want the bedroom to feel separate from the rest of the space, because right now when you walk in, you are just staring at the bed. I want to give Katie extra prep space in the kitchen, maybe extend that counter. There's this awkward kind of nook in the wall where I had placed a shelf in the first makeover. I also want to give her a dining table, maybe a bar table with stools, just a place where she can actually have people gather around and host that's separate from her bed. I also want to fix this entryway situation. Looks cute in theory, but just not super functional for all of Katie's winter gear, her boots, her jackets, her winter accessories. She only has one clothing closet, so I want to give her a PAX wardrobe, bringing in those natural wood elements by giving it a custom front. And I also want to change out the kitchen cabinets. So when I made over the studio the first time, Katie actually requested this very specific blue color. She still loves this blue color, but these cabinets are worse for wear. So I want to show you guys how you can easily update existing kitchen cabinets and make them feel brand new without doing any demo, which is amazing. And I'm going to change the color to a more sophisticated blue. So same family, but just more grown up and a nice subtle change. I tried just about every configuration on my floor planner tool, and the configuration that we originally had is ultimately what works best. We're just making it better. We're filling it with more storage and use every valuable square inch of space that we have to work with. So this is actually a 5-day makeover, the longest makeover we've ever done. It took so much prep from the entire team, so we actually had to call in some backup. Meet Dave, Graham's friend, who's here to help us for the next couple days.
We just got to Katie's. We have to do a couple things here. We're gonna paint the walls, we're gonna paint the ceiling, we have to take these brackets down, we're gonna paint those brackets as well. We gotta patch all these holes in the walls, take down this light. So we have quite a full day ahead of us. I can't wait to get started, so. Dave and I are gonna make a tally how many times we each hit our head on this lamp. Wow. So far, I'm at 1, Dave's at 0.
2 seconds later.
Just you said. Oh, twice.
When we scouted Katie's apartment, we definitely thought the walls were white, but then we started removing things off the wall and realized that they were in big need of a refresh. Burning candles, lighting incense, like anything that's a bit smoky is going to ultimately, over time, stain your walls, especially when you're living in a small space like this. So we just went in and gave it a nice refresh. We went for my fave, Simply White by Benjamin Moore. And what a difference this color makes to the walls, the ceilings, everything. They went over the baseboards and window trim, again with Simply White, but in a water-based enamel paint for more durability, since Katie will be using the window ledge as a shelf of sorts. I've actually never painted trim and walls the same color, but I think it really works, especially because Katie really was going for that like minimal, airy feel. And I think we can get away with it because this is a small space. It makes the room feel that much bigger.
Hi guys, I am so excited to be here today to get this makeover started. Graham and Dave were here yesterday and I want to show you what they completed, because let me tell you, I always say this, but the power of white paint is incredible. Also, the shutters have been taken off the windows. It just looks more open and inviting in here. Graham and I are gonna start on cabinets. I'm so excited about these cabinets. They're from New Cabinet Design. We used these in my office, replacing the PAX wardrobe fronts. The first thing Graham and I are gonna do is start by taking all the cabinet fronts off. We're going to save all the hinges. We're gonna save all the door fronts in case Katie ever wants to reverse it and put them back on. And then I'll take you through like step by step as we go. I like how they're low to the ground, so I can actually reach for once in my life.
And crooked.
And crooked, yeah.
Nice.
I wake up and think about how we left this in the afters. Have you seen the afters of this video?
Yeah.
Like, why did I think that was okay?
It's understandable. We probably just didn't have enough time.
No, I didn't have the expertise. All cabinet fronts are off. Now it's time to actually install new ones. Right?
Yeah.
I think in the last makeover, painting over these cabinets was such a quick, great aesthetic fix, but now that Katie's lived here for a few more years, they're just kind of falling apart, and painting over them again, I think would just be a waste of time and resources. So we just thought, you know what, let's reface the whole kitchen. And this is such a great tip for you if you have just bought your first home, maybe don't have a ton of money to pour into a whole redo. Just refacing your cabinet fronts can make such a massive difference. I'm gonna open these cabinets. I'm actually really excited to see the color. Okay, stunning. We love. Don't cut the cabinet. We are mounting the hinges to the doors, ensuring they're the right size, and finding the distance from the screw hole to the doors so we know we're drilling the holes in the correct spot. We're going to also make a little template to get the same sizing each time. I'm gonna be one with the drill. Note here that new cabinets can drill all the holes for you if you have exact measurements. We didn't have new cabinets pre-drill the holes for us. We wanted to be in the space. We wanted to do precise measurements just to make sure that we were getting everything accurate. But if you have IKEA cabinets and the measurements are all fixed, send them to new and they will drill all the holes for you. Wow.
Wow.
Yay.
Hell yes. Okay, now we just need to do 30 more.
Yeah. I love new cabinets because not only do they do custom cabinet doors, they also have a whole part of their business where they do cabinet fronts for IKEA section, PAX wardrobes, Besta cabinets, all the major IKEA cabinets, they make custom fronts for them. You can choose doors that are raw, primed, or painted in a designer curated color, which is so awesome. So for this project, we picked this beautiful Sherwin-Williams color. It is linked down below. It's like a grown-up, sophisticated blue. So good. Oh.
Oh, what?
Wrong size?
No, I think it's upside down. Yeah, it's upside down. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow. We need to line these up. Like there's not a gap there, but then there's a gap here, but they look so good. The body of Katie's cabinets were not IKEA, but new cabinets also refaces custom cabinetry, which is so great. So even if your cabinets aren't IKEA, they can make custom sized cabinet fronts to fit whatever you're working with.
One in your mouth? So you can grab it in a hurry. Here's a couple.
Like this? Ew, I think that's the one you put in your mouth. It's wet. While Graham and I work on getting the cabinets complete, Dave is painting the back of the door this really cute peach color. That brown door just like wasn't it. It was making me feel kind of sad because it was dark and kind of gloomy. This peach color is just gonna liven it up a lot. That is satisfying.
That's gonna look so good.
It's gonna look sick.
Wow.
This color is called Earthly Delights by Backdrop Paint, and fun fact, Backdrop now ships to Canada. So we've encountered a slight issue. This cabinet was always open. It never had a cabinet door. We got extra material to make a door because it just looked weird exposed. The cabinet is so wonky and like so poorly set up and put together that we actually can't make a custom door work. When he mounted it and like tried it out, it didn't look good. Like the cabinet's on a slant. The door was like a weird angle. Half of it was up, half of it was down.
Some people might be wondering, well, why don't you just level the shelves out, then you can still put the door on.
We thought about that.
This shelf is attached to this cabinet box, and this down here is attached to this shelf, and this is attached to this one. These two are attached together, which is then attached up here, and then on the back wall. So I'm afraid, like, if we do fix this already janky area, that this will just fall down or something.
I want to paint it out all blue to match the cabinets, and I'm just gonna make it look like an intentional, really cute open shelf. So I'm gonna put some of Katie's cookbooks, some of her dried items in glass jars, and we're just gonna embrace it as an open shelf, even though you're really mad.
Just disappointed.
Disappointed. But we're gonna make it look beautiful. We obviously have to paint the frame of the cabinets, like the cabinet boxes themselves, or else you're just gonna see white shine through. We want it to be all the same color, so we asked New Cabinets to send us the color, so it should be an exact color match. Let's start rolling. We are wrapping up the day. We got so much done. We're gonna put the cabinet fronts back on tomorrow once all the blue paint dries so you guys can see the kitchen in all its glory. See you guys on prep day 3, technically. Yeah, prep day 3. Good morning, everyone. What? Yeah, good morning, everyone. Hey. The kitchen is coming along so nicely. All the cabinet bases have been painted. Oh, also the peach door. That was a great model of the, yeah, thank you. Beautiful. We're going to somewhat complete the kitchen and get the cabinet fronts on and somehow build a bed in here. This is the space we're working with, which is not much. Before we start putting the cabinets on, I actually want to show you guys what Dave's doing downstairs, because flashback to those bookshelves that I added the first time I came to make this space over. One of the simplest projects I've ever done, but one that sticks out in my mind. So we're definitely keeping the shelves. I have asked Dave to paint out all the brackets to the same wall color so it looks a little more seamless. Another thing that keeps me up at night is I didn't paint the brackets. But I want to show you the system Dave has going downstairs because it's really cool. Creaky door ASMR. Look at this method he has going. You're just drilling it to a piece of wood and then you can hold it.
Because you've got all these weird little angles, you can flip it around. That way you can get the corners done first, and then the rest is all done by the mini roller. I'm sure Graham has said how much he loves his mini rollers before.
All the brackets are drying down here. I think this is gonna make such a difference to the shelves.
Who's your friend?
Yeah, what's the
Who's your friend?
What's his name?
Let's call him Sriracha.
Sriracha. Thank you for your service, Dave. We're gonna work on kitchen cabinets.
You are very welcome.
Okay, bye. So we got these all lined up yesterday, just FYI. We didn't do all that work for nothing. Now we can just pop them in and they're gonna be fine. And if you're wondering if we're putting handles on these, we absolutely are. Did anyone see that?
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that was seamless.
He just flew. The little fairy. Let's put the knobs on the cabinets because I can't wait. I want to see it all come together. Ooh! No words. No words. Wait till you see these screws. This is when you know a hardware company is legit.
Gold.
Gold.
That's nice.
Feel the knob. Heavy.
Whoa, surprisingly.
Right? For the cabinets that open up, we'll put the knobs this way. And then for the cabinets that open by pulling this way, they'll be here. Graham made a template for where I want the handles to go, and we are now installing them all one by one.
What does it look like on the backside?
It looks okay. It ripped a little bit, but
Okay, so this is a teachable moment.
yeah. Yeah. Tape helps the wood not split or the particle board. Ooh, look at those. Clean.
Clean.
Wow. So gorgeous. These knobs look incredible. This whole kitchen looks incredible, and we made this look like a brand new kitchen, which is so wild to me. Another thing that keeps me up at night having to do with this makeover is the curtains on the closet door. I think curtains is actually a great solution with a tension rod. They just have to be the right height. They have to kiss the floor. These were way too long. They were pooling on the floor. At the time, I probably said something about how I loved that they pooled on the floor. We are bringing in closet doors. I'm so excited. These were sitting in Graham's apartment for a year. We were going to use them for Alexandra's makeover, and then we didn't. Graham and Dave worked on these doors to get them ready for the space. We thrifted these doors, which, fun fact, the style of them are called Louvre doors. Louvre. These Louvre style closet doors. These Louvre style closet doors. Louvre closet doors. Louvre closet style doors. These Louvre style closet doors for $10. Louvre. The height was perfect, but they were a little too wide, so using a table saw, Graham removed 1/2 inch of material from each side of the closet doors. Using a router and a round over router bit, Graham rounded the sharp edges left behind by the table saw and gave the closet doors a finished look. Finally, he gave the doors a rough sanding using 60 grit sandpaper to remove any rough spots, but also so that the paint would adhere to the door a lot better. You could totally paint these by hand using a mini roller and a paintbrush, but the weather was really nice and we got a new tool in the workshop, so Dave painted the doors outside using an HVLP gravity-fed paint sprayer and a small air compressor. Fun fact, HVLP stands for high volume, low pressure paint sprayer, meaning that it sprays a high volume of paint without spraying paint all over the place like other types of paint sprayers. It's really good for detailed projects if you're working with like small objects, and the intricate slats of these doors make this paint sprayer a perfect tool to use for this project. Okay, look how beautiful these are. Oh my gosh. I also think when you're living in a small space, closed storage just makes such a difference, because like you can just tuck all the mess away, you know? Grab Thomas' sister. Put it here.
Yep,
Oh my
yep.
god.
Yes.
Oh my god. Why?
Go.
The screw broke.
What? Okay, well, should we maybe try a different screw?
It broke?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the screw. We decided to just move the closet doors up a bit because those screws broke and we couldn't get them out of the holes. Tip here, don't use cheap screws because they will break just like this.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
These are going up. These are going down.
We realized one of the closet doors was hung upside down and the hinges were placed on the wrong side. So Graham went in, switched the hinges, and got this door sitting perfectly and in the right position. Don't underestimate the power of closed storage. I know that can be tricky in a small apartment and a studio with no closed storage, but finding ways to tuck things away, place things behind doors, just getting really creative with storage, especially closed storage, is going to make such a huge impact in your small space. We wood filled the holes, we're gonna paint over them. In the meantime, handles are going on. How beautiful are these? Oh my
so good.
gosh, these are so beautiful. A knob will just like elevate anything inexpensive, you know? So now it's time to put all those shelves back up. I think they're gonna look so much better with the brackets painted. They're gonna look more seamless on the wall. I am painting all of the bracket screws the same color white so they blend in. Now we are moving on to the bedroom area. So as a reminder, this is the inspo photo I found, and I thought this did a really good job of making the bed space feel like a separate little cozy nook. The bed is elevated. I love how they've added extra storage underneath the bed, and they've used this shelf to divide the bed from the rest of the space. It looks like a bookshelf of sorts. I think we can totally do something similar. And then they have this half curtain, which is just a really great way to divide the bed from what looks like the living area. I am bringing in this IKEA platform bed, and I love how this has storage underneath, so Katie can put all of her seasonal items under the bed. That was a busy day. We're all feeling it. A lot of moving parts in such a small space. I'm gonna sign off and see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's another really big day. We're pulling all those key pieces together, bringing them in. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, are we on day 4, team? Day 4. So the first thing we're doing today is adding in a Kallax IKEA unit, custom. This is gonna act as a divider in the space and add tons of storage. It's gonna be such a fun built-in moment. Let's take it back to the workshop and see how Graham made this come to life. Roll the tape. Roll the tape. The reason why we had to make a Frankenstein Kallax unit is because we wanted a unit that went from the floor to the ceiling and spanned the width of the bed. I was really set on making this look built in and matching all flush to the bed. I wanted it to look almost like one continuous piece. Graham and I actually want to start a petition for IKEA to sell a Kallax unit that spans from the floor to the ceiling. But in the meantime, here's how you can make your own. We bought two 3x4 Kallax units with the intention of cutting them both in half and combining them together. The Kallax unit consists of 4 pieces of a thicker material that comprises the perimeter of the unit with smaller, thinner pieces that make up the shelving. We didn't need to cut up any of the middle shelving pieces, we just had to cut the larger perimeter pieces. Graham used one Kallax unit as the main piece while taking 2 rows from the other unit and superimposing them on the one with 4 rows. To do this, we used a table saw and cut them exactly in the middle of the perimeter pieces. Kallax units aren't made with solid material. These units are hollow and have corrugated cardboard material in the center that gives it its structure. So in order to attach these 2 pieces together, we removed some of the corrugated material and cut down some solid wood, secured them in the cavity using construction adhesive and brad nails. We then slipped the other Kallax on top like a Lego piece. To fill the seam between the 2 Kallax pieces, they used Bondo fiberglass automotive body filler that also gives the unit strength. They sanded the Bondo down until smooth and then primed the surface with a shellac-based primer and applied 3 coats of Simply White paint by Benjamin Moore. We used an enamel finish to make it really durable. For the next part of this unit, I wanted the Kallax to sit on a base so that it matched the vibe of the bed. To do this, Graham measured the height of the ceiling, the height of the Kallax unit, and used the difference as the height of the base. They made the base a little bit larger than the unit itself to give it a pedestal effect. Using leftover baseboard molding that we used for the dining room nook built-in bench, Graham made a board and batten effect, caulked the cracks, primed, and painted using the same paint. This is wild. So we're putting wedges in the top, not only to secure it, it's like solid. See him shaking it? But if Katie ever moves, she can actually take this unit with her. So we're not anchoring it to the ceiling. It's a modular system. So the Kallax is on top and then the base is on the bottom. So she can just, when the wedges come out, move each piece and take it with her, which is really, 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 really cool. I'm just gonna use a hammer and tap the wedges in so everything is hidden and the unit stays in place. We are also gonna be putting molding around the top. Oh, Graham. Next, we are gluing the pieces of molding to complete the top of the unit. We're gluing them together so it's one piece and we'll just slide that into place at the top. All my strength is going into it.
Hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? That's new.
Now we are nailing the molding to the unit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
It looks so good. If you are struggling with space configuration, struggling with a wide open space, create a little nook, whether that's a kitchen nook, a dining nook. It makes a small space feel a little more divided and separate. Nook it. I'm dubbing that as a thing. Just, we're gonna nook it, you know? Now, I'm going to rehang these shelves. All the books are stored in the basement. We're gonna bring them up probably tomorrow, but let's get those shelves up. I removed the shelves that were here because we're putting something else there, but these shelves are staying up, so I'm gonna add the tops to those. Now I'm gonna hang this beautiful wall sconce to give Katie some nice ambient light. In the original makeover, I did have a light here, but it was black, and I also didn't cover the cord. Another thing that keeps me up at night about this makeover. So we're gonna make sure the cord is nice and covered. It's just gonna be cleaner. Look how soft and beautiful that is. Yay! I was gonna cord cover this light cord, but then I remembered that we have the headboard going up here. And before you ask, why are you putting a headboard in front of a window? I need to explain myself, I know. The headboard has D-rings on the back of it, so we're just hanging it like you would a photo. She was sleeping with her head against the shutters, and she said whenever she would like move in the night, the shutters would move. It's just creating that like really cozy kind of closed in vibe we're going for. Like we're really making this a nook. And I have a Roman shade that she can actually like pull open. It's gonna be really dark for her at night. Also, as you guys can see, the window goes all the way to the ceiling, like it goes right behind the molding even. So she has tons of light still. Now Katie can actually sleep against a proper headboard. The cord cover is not gonna work for me to attach it to the wall, see? Because it's sticking out. but I think it looks kind of cool floating, and I'm just gonna glue it so it's flush to the sconce like that. I had a custom Roman shade made for this window. I didn't want to do curtains because I knew the headboard was going to be here. So this fabric is from Tonic Living and it Velcros off so Katie can wash the front part of the curtain, which is awesome. And it just mounts right under the frame here. That looks so sleek. Oh my gosh. So now I'm adding this little cleat. This is so the Roman shade can hold its position wherever she wants to hang it. To complete this nook, I'm gonna hang a curtain that goes halfway that Katie can open and close just to add a bit more separation. And to do that, I'm using this IKEA track. It's going to sit right on the ceiling so the curtain panels can sit as high up as possible. Curtain rod is up and I need to add the curtains tomorrow. We don't have the right clips to add them right now. But in the meantime, we're gonna move on to the PAX wardrobe. It was built a couple days ago. We're gonna add the custom door front and just get that side of the room finished.
Yeah, but I kind of love it. No, leave them in. Put them back.
Guys, we are losing it.
Okay. This has never, mark this day on your calendar.
This has never happened.
Laughing too hard for us to shoot. I can't keep my legs out of the frame the whole time.
Graham and I are gonna put this custom door front on this PAX unit. It is also from New. Graham and I, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is also from New Cabinets, same as the kitchen, and it's going to give this place a very custom look. Graham, how's it going? So we are anchoring this unit to the wall to keep it extra safe around here. Because the holes don't line up with any studs, Graham put a piece of wood and drilled the wood into the studs. So a fun little hack for mounting things safely. Can you hold this? Does this look great to you?
That's great.
If you're gonna change the front of your PAX wardrobe, you can also change the side. Not even change it, just add a piece to make it match. And we're gonna attach this from inside and you have a custom wardrobe. We're gonna change the way the door opens so that it opens into the room, but this is looking really good. Next, we're adding the toe kick for the PAX to make it look built in. I'm using the same knobs as we used in the kitchen, and I'm putting one right here. We are adding a door stop because we're gonna be attaching a mirror to the back of the door, and we don't want the PAX to get beat up. We don't want the mirror to get broken. So this door stop is functional, but also hella beautiful. Hella. I was gonna say hecka. To finish the day, I'm going to put all the books back on the shelf. Katie has so many books, hence the extra book storage, but we're gonna just start with these shelves, and then I'm also gonna change the bedding. Fun fact, this is my favorite book ever written.
I've actually read that.
Oh, it's shocking.
I know.
Katie actually interviewed Patti Smith when she came to Indigo in Toronto a few years ago, and I remember that day very vividly. She was wearing a stripy top. Not Patti Smith, Katie. So I'm popping some books and overflow magazines in the shelf, and what I love is that the shelves are so deep, so some of the mags and books can face out this way, and then some can face this way. Doesn't it look so cute? I remember this issue. I wrote this story, actually. It's called Weekend Warrior, Flea Markets 101 by Alexandra Gater.
Aww.
So fun. Next, I'm making the bed with new sheets from Bed Threads. Alana's helping, her hands are there. That's a wrap on today. I just wanna say that I am obsessed with this little nook. Obsessed, I want one. This is quickly becoming one of my most favorite makeovers that we've done. Bold, I know, but I love it. We made it to Friday, somehow. It's day 5 of this makeover, last day. I'm really excited to pull this whole space together. The first thing I'm gonna do is bring in the desk. I use this exact desk, this is the same desk, I kept it from the last makeover. I think it works so well with the rest of the pieces we brought in. It's big, it's roomy, she has tons of space. I really tried to change up the configuration. We thought of doing like a drop leaf desk over there, some desk that turned into a dining table, but this is really the only place it's gonna work, if I like it. Back when I made this space over a few years ago, I was really in the prime of my like non-ergonomic desk chair phase. I found this chair so comfy, ergonomic, and so pretty at the same time. Next, I'm bringing in a beautiful fiddly fig in a Common House Studio pot. Like, how perfect is this? She's such a great artist. Her links will be down below. Hanging this Patti Smith photo in the same spot above the desk. Katie is a huge fan of Patti Smith, and this just fits this cool girl aesthetic we're going for. We're adding some curtains, and they're gonna just make such a difference. I'm adding a couple curtain clips as well. Don't mind this. We're changing it, don't worry. Oh, these curtain clips aren't gonna work. Too low.
Oh.
That's okay. We're gonna do the pleat instead. They're still gonna look beautiful. That's the effect that curtains have. They just add whimsy, and they just make a space look like way more expensive than it is. So while you're watching this video, look around your apartment, and if you have shutters, or if you have like those plastic blinds, go get some curtains. Makes the ceilings look so much taller. Wow, looks so good. I didn't know this. IKEA sells hemming tape, and I actually think these came with the curtains, which is so cool. These are pooling on the floor a bit too much. They need to be kissing the floor, not pooling. We're gonna get an iron, we're gonna hem these. I'm gonna show you, but that's gonna be later on in the video. For now, I'm gonna move on to lights, I think. I think we're gonna change this light. Even a simple flush mount like this can be really beautiful. This one was under $100, and it just looks so much better than those exposed light bulbs. This stunning light is from Lulu in Georgia. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. In a small space, you can go big with your lighting. This one has gaps in it, so it's not like obstructing any light. You're still letting the light come through, which keeps the space feeling open. So last makeover, I brought in a kitchen island, and it was functional for extra prep space for Katie, but you couldn't have a stool, you couldn't sit down, so I wanted to fix that situation for this makeover, which is coming, but we thought we have to repurpose the island. The top was warped, it was wobbly, it was falling apart. Of course, Graham was able to restore it, and he also made a custom top for it to make it look unique and special. So she still has all that storage underneath. She now has an extra prep space when she's cooking by the stove. We're somehow making this apartment bigger and like filled with more things. I don't know how we're doing it, but we are. This top was made from leftover pallets from Mirror Home Decor Art. We get so many mirrors from them, and they package them in these pallets. And Graham kept them all and made this picture vlog. Yay! Graham attached the top to the base. It looks so good. Now I'm gonna hang a kitchen rail on top of here. I wanna give Katie as much storage as possible. Because we put our kitchen island over in that corner for extra prep space, I obviously had to get her a new bar table. I love this, it's so much more space. You can sit comfortably with your legs underneath. Now Katie can have her friends over and a place to gather. We did cut the legs down on this a bit. It was quite tall, like proper bar height. So if you are gonna order it, measure and just beware it's not this short out of the box. These stools are from Gisato, and they are green velvet, so in line with Katie's style. Who says you can't have stools like this even in a small apartment? Like, you can have statement pieces. I'm just gonna finish storing all this stuff that we popped up here. I actually really like this open shelf because I can tuck things in the side here and put her dried goods on display, which is so fun. I'm hanging an oatmeal colored linen curtain to add even more division to this little bed nook. Hanging this shelf that I already had in the studio for a glass of water or Katie's phone, because there's an outlet right underneath this shelf. Hanging this mirror from Mirror Home Decor Art on the back of the door. Graham made a really great mount for the mirror so we could actually attach it securely to the door, and painted it with a green lime wash that we had left over in the workshop. Now it is time for the finishing touches, 3 hours later. Adding these fun pillows to the bed and this throw blanket right at the end. this beautiful rug from the Boho Lab. You guys, I have been loving on the Boho Lab recently. Their runners and rugs are so beautiful. Now styling the desk with this table lamp from HomeSense. Adding these cute pots on her pot rack. Leading a print, adding a mug and a French press to this butcher block. I think this could be the cutest little coffee station. Adding a cute kettle. Lining her cookbooks on top of the shelf and adding this print with a command strip. Adding my favorite rainbow dish rack. This will be linked down below. Using the hemming tape to make these curtains shorter. And hanging them back up once that's done. Adding my book to the desk. Adding a faux plant to the Kallax and Katie's last name initial decor. How cute is this? Adding her jacket into the Pax wardrobe. And finishing it all off with this cute little fruit basket. It is time to bring Katie in for the reveal. I cannot wait to see her reaction. Okay, Katie, before you.
I can't do it.
You can.
No, I can.
Can you walk me through what your space looked like before?
It's cute, cozy. Some really great design choices by my friend Alexandra Gater. Version 1. Great cocoon for the pandemic.
Yeah.
I will say there were a few functional issues.
Yeah.
Like, where am I gonna eat?
Very bed focused, I would say.
Maybe lacking separation.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Already crying.
Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to open your eyes, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Like, what? Okay, I'm not even processing this right now. Oh my god. I feel like my brain has like frozen and I'm just, wow. Oh my god, this is like a princess bed.
Yes!
I'm like,
Isn't it so cute?
this is crazy. Like, I can't, like, I'm fully shaking. I don't even feel like this is the same space.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we're robbing someone. We're in
Yeah.
someone else's house. Okay, the lights, like I'm just discovering, oh, look at it. I love that Patty stayed. This is so beyond my expectations. Like, I'm freaking out right now. I like. This is such a good use of space. I keep saying crazy and I really shouldn't say that, but like, it's crazy. This is like truly crazy.
I'm so
I just
glad
can't
you
stop
like
saying
it.
it.
I'm so glad you like it.
Like, do I even live here? It's beyond.
Remember to buy my book, Own Your Space. It's on shelves in a few days. I can't wait to see you all with your copies. Every single Saturday in May, we have a new video coming out. I'm making over my childhood home, top to bottom. I'm surprising my parents at the end of all of it. It's going to be epic. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye. What the hell?
What happened? What is that?
I don't, it's part of the moving blanket. I loved this jumpsuit so much. No, but you know what we should do is I'll put a little patch on it. It'll be cute.
No, I think people get super glue off their skin all the time with using something, right?
Nail polish?
Nail polish remover?
I'm sure there's a way.
I think it's like, I think it's there. I think it's on there. This is what it is.
I am concerned you're sitting in more glue and like turning your butt.